Today I'm going to do a Sonic comparison video. Been on a bit of a Sonic, well, Sega kick, I guess you could say. The last couple of videos I've done, last one I did was Sonic 3 50 versus 60 hertz, which was an interesting sort of experiment, I guess you'd say. P.S. That sucks in 60 because it's optimized for 50, so I wouldn't even bother. But it's fascinating nonetheless. That one does run in 60, if I remember correctly. But today I thought I would do a little video on basically what is the best way to play and the best way to play Sonic the Hedgehog, the original 2D games that came out on Mega Drive um, in 2025. Now this is not all the collections, so I've got the Sonic Mania collection, Sonic Mega Collection Plus, which is on Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. PS, the GameCube is the best version to get because if you hold A and B, you can switch to 60 hertz, whereas that is locked to 50 hertz on PS2 and Xbox, as far as I'm aware. You have the Ultimate Mega Drive Ultimate Collection on Xbox 360. It's also on PS3, and that's got all the games on it. Then you've got the latest version, which is the Origins, which it's got widescreen. Although for this comparison, I've just gone with the original version again, original version of the games which are on there at 4:3 aspect ratio. I also have an Xbox 360 version of Sonic 1 on there that came out with an Xbox Live, originally originated on 360, and I also have the Xbox One and PS4, and that collection was called, because I can't remember, the Sega Mega Drive Classic Collection. Now, as I said, this is not all of the collections you can get. My first foray, other than the original games on Mega Drive when I was a child, was also the Sonic Jam collection on Sega Saturn, which is reasonably pricey one now. It's got a very, very good version of all the Sonic games on it. But I basically have done a recording of every single Sonic game on all these collections. So I've done about 16 recordings between Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. Um, so I hope you enjoy this. This has taken me a while to sort of put these videos together and then put them up in a template as such in Power Director 365. So it's been an interesting little escapade, but it's been fascinating. My gameplay in these games does get worse as you progress through, because I'm just trying to get the recording done.
Okay, so the first one in the bottom left corner is the Sonic Ultimate Mega Drive Collection, which was on 360 and PS3. And this one runs at 60 Hz, and it looks pretty good. I have adjusted the audio slightly. I think it's a little bit lower than the others. Um, although I said in the video at the beginning that I've done them all, recorded them all at 4:3 aspect ratio. That might not be 100% correct. There is some different sizes in terms of the recording, as in the box as such. But as you can see, it looks pretty crisp. I mean, there are numerous ways to play this game anyway, but the music on this sounds correct as well. And I am actually running into the enemies intentionally a little bit for the sound effects to sort of compare and contrast as such. And I will have a new interest. Well, before I say that, I will be doing Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles comparison videos as much as I can. But I'm also going to do. I've got a new GPU to show off, so I'm probably going to do that for the next video. Right, so the next one in the top left corner is the Sonic Mega Collection Plus, which is Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. It is a 50Hz game on Xbox and PS2. Although I said at the intro, the GameCube version, if you hold A and B, I believe you can switch it to 60Hz. So the music is going to sound obviously like 25% slower. As you can see, the 50Hz is slightly painful looking back now, but at the time it was kind of what we had. So next is the Sonic Origins Plus collection, PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and Switch. But this is running in the 4x3 aspect of the classic version, not the sort of anniversary version. So this one does look crisp as hell, obviously being the latest sort of version emulation. I have a suspicion that a couple of them might actually run on the same emulation, but I couldn't tell you what is running what. But, this looks obviously crisp, incredibly, but again, this is the original version, but there may be some filters maybe added to it, maybe some scaling magic, and obviously the spin dash wasn't included in the original game. That didn't come until Sonic 2. But other versions did add that in. Makes Sonic 1 a little bit easier. It's not particularly weird, but you know. Also try to do some different levels. It was just Green Hill was the easiest one to do for this particular comparison video. And the next one on the top right is the Sonic Mega Drive Classics collection on PS4, Xbox One, and I believe Switch. I initially thought this was the best version in terms of clarity. If you look carefully at the gameplay, there are some graphical glitches ever so slightly. You can see that some stuff doesn't render quite correctly. And I think the music is off in this one ever so slightly as well. The part of the backing track. Just if you listen carefully, you can hear like there was a glitch or a graphical bug. Still incredibly playable. I know some people are very. There was another one that's so incredibly. I guess you could put it anal to that sort of thing. And everything has to be absolutely perfect. is the Sonic Xbox Live Arcade Classics version. 360, PS3, and Wii. This, I think, was one of my first digital games when 360, sort of, in the first few years it came out. I think it says on the thing Sega Vintage Collection, correctly in the intro. Because I actually cut out most of the intros. I was going to include them, but, you know, watching the same game played again and again and again just for version differences might get a bit tedious. So I try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. I would have made the screen bigger, but Power Director wouldn't allow me to make it any bigger, unfortunately. I'd have a choice of templates 2 times, 3 times, 4 times upwards, but by doing that it makes the boxes for the templates smaller. So I could have done two at a time, but given the fact that I've got like 5 recordings per game, it's not really particularly feasible. I need something like Adobe or something that's a bit more professional and a little bit more